Good day, everyone. James Hicks here from Hicks New Media. Welcome to the Digital Collective, where we focus on the people, platforms, and the tools that are making positive strides within the technology sector today. Today, my guest is Mr. JP Hightek. JP is the CEO of Perfect Zone Productions, which is one of the best one-stop shop media branding agencies in all of the state of Tennessee. JP is an influential leader in both the personal branding and the creative creator spaces. As the founder of the Content Creators University, JP is helping to redefine how businesses and individuals utilize the power of their trademarks, their identity, and their brands. Along with being a successful business owner, this man is everything, right? He's a photographer, he's a father, he's a man of faith. He's also a friend. Ladies, buckle in. We about to get into it. Get your pen and paper ready because JP Hightek is on the other side. Let's go. Oh my goodness. Ladies and gentlemen, sit down. Go get your piece of paper. Go get a pen. Get ready. Get your coffee. Get whatever you need. Because JP Hightek is officially in the building. Talk to me, brother. How you living?
Doing good, man. Doing great. Thanks so much. Very excited to be here, man. I appreciate your show. I appreciate the invitation and especially the topic at hand. I know we have a lot to talk about,
Yeah.
and this is Q4. The year's about to end, so time to
Q4.
really hit it hard. So let's go, man. I'm excited.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Listen, man, we going to get into it. I see we got some folks coming through. We got folks coming in all over the place. We got them on Facebook. We got them on YouTube. Tall Boy is in the building. He has made it to California. You know, he's an Atlanta man, but he's out here in California right now for a conference. So glad he in the building. Gabe, I see you, man. Appreciate you for jumping in as well. Want to give some shouts out to folks in the community that are stepping in. Yeah, look, the setup is crispy. Come on, JB Hightek. This the man, folks. Let's go and set some context. Let's get focused. JB is the man who called me in the middle of the night around 11 o'clock, 11:30 in the night after one of my streams and said, bruh, you're gonna have to tighten up them overlays. You're gonna have to tighten up them transitions and them thumbnails. And you need to do it ASAP. Don't y'all know I stayed up for like 3-4 hours and I tightened up them overlays, I tightened up them transitions and them thumbnails, and I sent him a message about 3 o'clock in the morning and said, hey bro, check this out. So he is a man of vision. JP is a man of action and is a man who commands respect. So yeah, I definitely listened to it. You're right. His setup is very crispy. Listen, brother, let's go and get started, man. I did a little bit of an intro, but it better to have the originator talk their origin story. If you can give my audience who is tuning in, who maybe hadn't seen you, hadn't heard of you, who it is that JP Hightek is, and some of those business ventures that you're in, I appreciate that, brother.
Absolutely, man. Again, I'm very excited, honored to be here. For the folks that are discovering me for the first time, my name is JP Hightek. I am a global branding and media expert. I am the founder CEO of a media agency, which is a one-stop branding company located here in Tennessee called Perfect Zone Productions, LLC. And so what we do, literally what I do is help individuals, entities, organization create a premium brand by leveraging a couple of things, which are, videography, photography, live video, web, graphic design, those solutions to allow you to position your brand the right way, especially when we understand what has happened, post-COVID, quote unquote, right? That's what I help folks do, especially allow people to really dominate and destroy their competition. There's a way to do that by leveraging your personal and corporate brand, and that's what I do. And, I'm also the president of Reveal TV Network, which is a TV broadcast platform here, as well in Tennessee. And so I'm all things media, and my focus in life is really helping people master the business side of creating content. It breaks my heart to see so many amazing creators that do not even realize their potential. And so they're really just dropping in a lot of money investment, and investment is not just money, right? And it putting all of that into it and really not getting any return on investment. And my thing is that I want to show folks there is a way to get a return on investment. You can get the return, but the strategy has to be put in place. You have to master the business side, have business set in place so you can really make money and not treat it as a hobby. So that is my purpose, doing what I'm doing.
I'm just gonna throw all my questions out. I got the full run of show. We was gonna go one path, but you've opened up a whole new can of worms, and we gonna get into that for sure, man. Appreciate you for going into that, because I think folks need to understand the extent of what it is that you do and what it is that we as, and I'm using that word specifically, creative creators utilize and do. Right. From a business perspective, it's not just turning on these lights. It's not just pressing record. It's not just delivering the content, but it's actually looking at it as a business, even if it is a side hustle, even as a hobby. But you still have to look at it as a business and focus on not just you, focus on the community that you're fostering, that you're shepherding. I like to say the word shepherding a community. Let's talk a little bit about all of these different avenues of that JP Hightek Enterprises. Right. Let's talk a little bit about that, and I'm curious about really time management. Right. So again, our topic is evolving as a creator and how to stay relevant, and the only way that you can really do that is to be active in your craft and to be continually practicing, can be continually evolving. You've got so many irons in the fire. How do you manage that in a 24-hour time frame? Right. Again, are you utilizing a team? Are you one-stop shop, one-man band kind of thing? How are you continuing to do it today and then scale?
Fantastic question. I like that. I like that a lot. And let's dive into it, right? I have a couple of things that are happening in JP Hightek world. Of course, I own a company, right, which is a brick and mortar business. I hired my first employee in 2015. I've been growing my team since then, right? So I call people that I work with partners that I work with in regards to projects that we have from clients. If we have a shoot on set, the team that shows up, all those things for the business side. But at the same time, I'm a content creator. And as a content creator, right, I own, that's very important. I own my content, right? The fact that we post stuff on YouTube, Facebook, TikTok, and all that does not give anybody any ownership. So from the very beginning, my thing was invest in ownership of my content, right? And so as the owner of my business, all right, as a content creator, right, my podcast is a business. It is legally registered and all that. So that then moving into the ownership, there's a lot of work to be done. So as a father, right, as a husband and a father of 3 children, that takes a lot of time, depending on the season. It also takes intentionality. The thing is that I always ask folks, what is your intention for releasing your podcast? Now, you need to have a specific goal in mind, and your goal cannot be having subscribers. It's not a bad thing, but we're talking business today, okay? Having 10,000, 1 million subscribers does not necessarily translate into converting people or making money, okay? I know folks that only have 5,000 subscribers, right, are making $5,000, $10,000 a month. At the same time, I know folks that have 150,000 subscribers that barely makes $1,000 a month. So the number does not necessarily indicate success, right? And ultimately, we understand that as content creators, we spend a lot of money purchasing a lot of gear, investing a lot of time into the things we're doing. So when it comes down to me, first of all, right, I know I only have 24 hours in a day. So the way I structure my days is crucial, right, to be successful. Talking about waking up earlier, we're backstage. I was letting you know that currently is a busy season for me, one of the busiest season as a creator and as a business owner in media. So I wake up at 3 a.m., right?
Wow.
3 to 3:30 a.m. I'm up and I'm working all the way till 9 p.m. Now, of course, the JP 11 years ago will not do that because I didn't know the value. I didn't realize the value in waking up early to handle certain aspect of one business, because as entrepreneurs, we wear multiple hats, right? Making sure that's taken care of, then moving into something else and knowing that you can't do that every single day. I don't do that Monday through Friday, right? So I have dedicated days where my family knows that he's gone from 3 a.m. in the morning.
Right.
And you may not see him till 9, 10 p.m. at night. And they understand and they're happy because there's a return, right? There's a clear return and they see the return. They see the hard work that's been put in. It's not a hobby, right? It's something serious that I'm doing and I am my own employer, right? So that is how I structure my day. Of course, knowing that, hey, there's dedicated days. Saturday, this is for my wife. Sunday is for my kids, unless I have a specific event ahead of time, schedule all that and having things to go. So that I'm gonna turn it back to you to say that.
Yeah. I mean,
Systems, systems is what I live by.
That's it right there. That's what I was looking for. I was looking for, standard operating procedures, systems, automation, especially again, when a lot of my community is entrepreneurs, a lot of content creators, folks that are in biz tech that are looking again to turn a side hustle into maybe something more affluent or something more financially rewarding. And that right there, just talking about a system in place, talking about understanding time management, because again, you and I have had this conversation about managing even the broadcast calendar that I had. I was saying for a while that I was available 7 days a week. Didn't matter. You as the guest picked a time. But, that really didn't allow me. And that's why I specifically talked about scaling. That didn't allow me to do all of the administrative things behind the scenes, creating the micro content, building out the shows, doing the advertising and the marketing. So if I specifically now say Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday are when I'm online broadcasting to the community, that allows me those other days to do those other aspects of the business, right? Put those really into perspective as a priority on the calendar, saying that this is when I'm going to do X, Y, and Z, and this is when I'm going to do A, B, and C. That's how you scale the business. And I talk a lot about mental health, right? And I kind of want to bring that back. I'm gonna holler at the people in the comments. I see you coming in. Appreciate everyone for being here. How are you doing, right, in terms of again managing JP? By waking up at 3 o'clock in the morning, by not finishing until 9, 10 o'clock at night. Mental health awareness. Are you taking care of yourself? And we don't have to go too far deep, but I just want to make sure that that's a forward conscious conversation that you have with yourself as well. There's time in the day from 1 to 3 where you log off, go for a walk, go for a run or whatever, and how do you deal with handling the stresses, the pressures of managing so many different entities within the JP Hightek enterprises?
Man, I love it. So like you said, right, you have to take care of yourself. Mental health is crucial, right? Not breaking under pressure, right? Understanding that you need to be healthy in your approach and everything. So for example, you're not going to get any meetings with the JP at 7 a.m. in the morning. My calendar is not even available for that because I need time to breathe, right? Understanding that I'm waking up super early, and it's going to take me some time to, like at 6, 7 a.m. step away from what I'm doing, right? And watch the kids get up, say good morning, daddy, and things like that. And then, coming back and sitting down and looking at emails, that you're not going to do that, right? You're only going to start getting meetings from me 9, 10 a.m. in the morning. That's when, I used to do it earlier and I realized that was dangerous for what I was doing. That's a way of, giving me time to get into the course, and the really nice part of the day. Now, one thing that I do that is very important that I had to learn the hard way is understanding that setting the expectations and putting the customer, the potential client or whatever you're trying to do first will be, harmful to you as the person. Put yourself first, right? And also know the days that you are really good When I say the days, believe it or not, there's some days, like for example, Monday mornings for me are too chaotic. Like I realize there's too much because I don't work on weekends.
Okay.
Saturday, Sunday, I don't work. So that means that Monday, there's a lot of things that came through the pipeline during Saturday and Sunday that I'm going to have to address on Monday. So it will be dangerous for me to go out on meetings, on shoots on Monday morning. It just doesn't work. So understanding how you balance everything is crucial. Some people work on weekends.
Yeah.
So if you work on weekends, what are you doing? Are you taking care of, administrative things during the weekend or not, right? The only time you'll see JP on weekend doing anything is if there's an event that couldn't take place during the week that we were booked for like 90 days ahead of time and all that, then we going out. If not, family takes that, is taking that. Now, I'm going to move towards the days where, for example, right now, my Mondays are blocked, my Wednesdays are blocked, my Fridays are blocked. You're not going to you go to my calendar right now, you can't book me for either a Monday, on Wednesday, or Friday because I have so much going on. Now, the younger JP will have said, man, I'll be losing money because what if the folks that do not want to meet with me are not available on, Tuesday and, they're not available on Tuesday and Thursday.
Yeah.
But that's dangerous. If that's what I'm thinking about, I'm already overworking myself and I will be stressed out. And I don't want to be stressed out.
And you won't be at your best. And you won't be at your best.
No. And that's a problem.
I love that. And again, talking, I may coin this. I may put this on a shirt. The creative creator. That piece right there. The fact that you said, I may not be as good. I may not be at 100% on Mondays, but man, on Thursdays, I'm at the top of the heap there. So, I think that's something, again, consciously, folks, listen, write these tips down because there are some nuggets in terms of JP who is in the business. It's not just virtual. JP's not just on YouTube. He's not just on Amazon. JP has brick and mortar locations, so he knows the aspects of running a business and having employees, having payroll, paying rent for a physical location as well. So I definitely want folks to ask questions so we can pick his brain. And my man Gabe is asking some really good questions, and I want to start going into those. I'm going to go with this one first. Gabe is saying, what is the most common mistake creators make in building their brands and development of their businesses? It's a really good question.
Man, I love that, Gabe. Thanks so much for joining, Gabe. I appreciate you. Based on my experience, I've realized that most creatives do not approach content creation as a business, as if they were starting a business. Let me ask you, your podcast, for example, right? Your podcast, your YouTube name. Have you ever sat back and asked yourself, what if that was my business name? See, a lot of times I've noticed that creators just start a YouTube channel, start creating content, and then later they want to play catch up by trying to make that a business. But here's the problem. The way you build the foundation of a house matters before you build a house on top of it.
Come on now.
That foundation, there are some foundational things that you had to do if from the very beginning you were building it as a business. And that translates into owning a premium brand because your brand needs to yield a certain return. Let's be real. Every single creator that I know that I've ever met want to make some money off of their creation.
Yeah.
But here's the deal. Depending on how you set it up, you may or may not be able to maximize or monetize as much as you could if you didn't set it up right.
So I'm sorry, go ahead. Because I want to piggyback off of that, what you just said with another question that Gabe is asking, because I think this is around the same type of conversation, promotion versus production, right? How do we now evolve and get to that point? Here we go again, folks, right? Evolving as a creator. So going from a side hustle, like Roy was saying, he wants to eventually turn this into his 9 to 5 as well. So how do we get from just talking about it to actually being about it?
Great question. So now, and I deal with this every day. First thing I want you to understand is that your mindset needs to change, right? You trust me, you cannot convert your content that you're doing into a business if you do not understand that you're a business owner. The second you understand that, I'm actually running the business, the way you approach it needs to change. Let me put certain things in place so that we can understand. Google, for example, which is the owner of YouTube today, you have to be an official partner. Then, of course, they tell you that you're monetized and that they're paying you. Now, here's the deal. Whenever you're registering it, right? Whenever you're registering your AdSense account, you have to put in your name, your social security information if you live in the United States, and then you need to put where they're going to be paying you. Here's the problem, though. If you put your personal information, right, they're going to be maybe doing direct deposit and sending your money into your personal bank account. That is dangerous for your business because if in the future you want to be able to get a capital, right, to grow your business, owning the building, again, I own my building. If you want to grow your content creation, and I know I've seen online amazing YouTubers, they call them, right, that actually own facilities and doing real business, is because, first of all, they've legally registered whatever the name of the podcast is, getting that LLC, getting that legal registration. One, second, going ahead and getting the business bank account for that specific business, which is the podcast, right? Third, whenever they're registering their AdSense account and all that with Google, because you will be paying tax, right? I started paying tax on my YouTube channel and endeavors as a content creator since 2016 or something like that, right? As you're paying tax, you're telling the government, this is my business name, right? And everything I'm doing is under this. So I'm paying the tax for that because you will need that later with your EIN and all your documentation later in order to get the net 20, net 30, and all those accounts to grow, right? Your business Dunn's credit, right? A lot of folks don't know what that is, but you need to have
talking
that.
about Dun and Bradstreet numbers, boy. I told y'all
exactly.
You get a pen and paper here. We getting into it.
You need to have that, right? You need to have that. You need to register EIN, register your business under Duns and Bradstreet, then having that official profile. And whenever you have that established and you have all your net 20, net 30 accounts, and you're building your business credit, right? And later, whenever you apply for a business capital, you will be approved for that and you will be able to purchase certain gear as you're getting contracts. And I've also learned that certain people will not be able to do business with your podcast unless you have your legal stuff set in place. And so they'll be like, okay, you want a breading deal? A lot of folks, I hear a lot of folks say, man, I would love to get a breading deal from, amazing brands like Sony and LG and all that.
Yeah.
Folks, you don't realize they will not be partnering with you if you don't have certain things in place, because they will ask you for those things. And what we don't realize is a lot of large organizations, without asking you anything, will go on Duns and Bradstreet, for example, and look you up.
Yeah. Talk slow. Hold on. Talk slow, because you getting into it right now. And again, I think folks, you want to do this content creation thing. You want to go out here and have subscribers and fans and make millions of dollars or whatever. You want to drive the fancy cars, but there is work behind the scenes. And JP is doing a masterclass right now of telling you like a TI is. Right? These are the things that you need to have, brother. So get into that a little bit more, man, because just the fact that you want to get those new Sony FX30 cameras coming. I got one coming tomorrow. I ain't gonna say nothing about it. But you want to get those types of things coming from these brands. They're not just gonna look at your Facebook profile. They're not gonna just look at how many photos you got, how many followers you got on Instagram. Keep going, brother. Talk to a little bit about the behind the scenes business piece.
That's the aspect that a lot of us amazing creators do not get. This thing to land those major branding deals, you just need to have a polished YouTube channel, Facebook page, and be posting amazing content and have a lot of viewers, and bam, there you go. No, remember, this is business. Business requires you to be in business, right? You need to be in business. You need to understand that this is a business. And when they send you a product, it's not because they love you so much. No, they want to leverage your community. And we're about to talk about community. They want to leverage your influence, your community, your reach in order to make more money. So now you want to be paid a certain amount of money. But here's the problem, though. You don't have a business. So as they're approaching you, the few brands will be like, well, here's another creator. We'll give you, right? We'll give you X amount of money on the affiliate links. How many of you actually get a contract. Say, no, you're gonna pay. Not only you're gonna pay this amount of money. That's how I get paid, folks. I don't do the affiliate stuff like that. No. We're creating content, but they will not pay you $2,000, $3,000, $10,000, $13,000 for you to make an unboxing video and talk about that because you don't have a business. A business to business, which is called B2B relationship, is established when you're in business, right? Because as they're coming to you, you're telling them, okay, my name is JP. My company name is Perfect in Production. So if you want us to produce an unboxing video for you, well, that will be a partnership you're going to have to sign with my company. And what we do is A, B, C, and D. And what we charge is this. Right. Mm-hmm. And now it changes the conversation. Now it is a conversation between a business with another business. Now from a business with an individual that doesn't realize that you can make more money. Now, those folks, before they even come to you, they're looking at your business profile. How do you do that? Well, any business can go on Duns and Bradstreet and see if you're registered. Yeah. If you're an LLC. If you're not, okay, you're missing out. Right? The first thing they're looking at is not the number of viewers you have. That is maybe the third or fourth, because that now is going to determine how much they're going to pay you. Right. In order for them to even consider you, they're trying to see if you're a business first. Second, a lot of folks don't realize they will check on your brand net worth. Now, let's stop right there real quick, because a lot of folks don't realize that you actually have a brand net worth. How much is this brand worth for us to even want to do business with you? How can they check your brand net worth? Check it out. On how many platforms is your brand accessible? Because that means that you're speaking to that public. Which is why JP always dies.
Let that marinate. No, don't worry about the pregnant pause. Let that marinate right there, because that's where we're going to go into right now, talking about live selling, talking about community. That right there. How many places how valuable is the name JP Hightek? How valuable is the name Hicks New Media? How valuable is that to me as we keep talking about Sony? How valuable is that to Sony to send me this new ZVE 10? How valuable is that for me to utilize you as an advertising, marketing advocate? Watch out now. Okay, go ahead and do it. I see the comments coming in, and Lord have mercy, there are some great comments. We're gonna get into
yes,
it.
Sir.
I didn't mean to cut you off, but I want to be cognizant of timing, and I want folks that are listening right now to hang in there, because we're gonna do a special drop of something that JP is doing here in the coming weeks, and I want to make sure you guys catch that. So JP is saying, Gabe is saying, amen. JP, love what you are sharing. I am doing this for my second YouTube channel and for someone else's channel as well. Gems being dropped. Yes, sir. My man Anthony is here. Shouts out to my Dark Pulse community. Glad you are here, brother, talking about interviewing people, asking questions. Practice. That's how you get better. Practice. You just keep doing it. You fall. A lot of times I want something to happen wrong on a live stream. I do. Because again, that gives me that extra layer of a thick skin to be prepared for the next time, or to how do I bob and weave out of issues that arise during live. So Anthony, man, just continue to put in those reps. Do the Allen Iverson. Talk about practice. Mama D is in the building. Appreciate you for being here. Love the fact that you are joining the session. Anthony talking about what kind of microphones we use. We're going to talk about that. We might talk about that. We're going to talk about how you can take advantage of some offerings that we're going to highlight JP today. We're going to highlight him as opposed to me. But we're using the Michael Jackson mic. We're using the one that he shot. This is the Thriller mic. Yes, sir. Roy is talking about, I plan to LLC my content creation under my creator name. My goal is in 10 years, it runs without me. The pivot from a person to a brand will take time. Your thoughts on that? Because I wonder, I look at things differently. Again, coming from a technology space, I look at short, mid, and long term. And those dynamics are very different depending on the industry that in. So I'm curious to what your thoughts are about this particular statement from I want to call him Roy. I'm call you by your first name. I'm call you by the name your mama gave you. Yeah, tech troublemaker, but I'm gonna call you by your mama's name.
Yes, that's a very interesting statement, right? It does take time to build a brand, right? Especially that brand evolves, grows. For example, if you see McDonald's today, their brand, even though still the same, similar services and everything they're offering, they've evolved, right? In their presentation and everything they're doing now. When we're talking about branding, there's two ways, right? You have the individual brand, personal brand. You have the corporate brand, right? Organization. So depending on where you're trying to take your brand, you can take your brand from, being just an individual personal to a global corporate brand. That entails putting systems in place and other people where you're not very much the main figure face on there, but it's still going without you. Or you're there, but whenever people try to interact with the brand, it's mostly the people you have in place to interact. And so you're not in the picture per se, like you used to at the beginning, where you just have your hands on everything you were doing. But now, because you've grown it, you've landed some deals, some contracts, you've hired the right people, put the right things in place. Now, as companies are trying to interact with your brand, now those people are handling it, and you can just be on a yacht somewhere and just chill and, enjoy yourself. So that is something you can do. Or if you're just truly looking to elevate and make a lot of money with it, and still be the very present, have hands on it, and still have people will help you in certain aspects, you can still do that as well. So it depends on what you're trying to do. The way you run your business could be subjective ultimately, but you have to be intentional about actually growing that brand. And so growing that brand will entail you doing other things outside of just creating content that goes with the brand, which has to do with the community, which has to do with implementing systems that are going to allow you to actually do business with people, which has to do with understanding that this is not just a content creation, but it's a business. And these are the things that I have in place in order to grow my business, which has to do with the ownership of your content, right? Because if you don't own it, bigger brands are gonna are not really gonna want to
Work with
pay
you.
you certain amount of money, and you
Yeah,
want to make that amount of money. So
that's it.
that's what we're talking about.
That's it. And so I love how you brought that back because my man Corey is keeping us on task. Talking about the conversation just changed. But listen, I keep it fluid. But at the end of the day, we come back to the title and we come back to the premise of the show. And there we are right there, right? Um, having multiple avenues, having multiple venues for sharing your information, right? We're talking about business, we're talking about sharing content, we're talking about building community. And one of the things that you are very successful with as of late is putting your message and your influence, your advocacy, your message out in different locations. We mentioned about some of the micro content places. We talked about Snapchats and the TikToks and the Instagrams and the Facebook. But you are out here taking advantage of this tidal wave of live selling. Man, let's talk about Amazon Live, and let's talk about how creators buckle in. Listen, put the kids out, put the dog away. Listen right now to how JP talks about the value that you, as a subject matter expert, as a trusted advisor, can be talking to who? Your community about the value of, oh, you're using that. So Anthony, you want to talk about this microphone? Let JP Hightek do a shoppable video about this Shure SM7. Listen, let me stop talking. Talk about live selling and the power that is live selling and the power of utilizing a platform like Amazon Live.
Man, I love it. I love it. And Amazon Live is something that every creator today needs to activate. If you are a creator today and you're not on Amazon Live, you're literally crucifying your business. Because Amazon Live, if you know anything about QVC, for example, Amazon Live is working hard to becoming the QVC of content creation, where people are watching you talk about a product and they can click on the screen and purchase that product. Now, understanding that is transforming how we monetize. So I've learned a couple of things. First of all, of course, you need to qualify, right? But once you qualify, you apply, you go, right? And you can just Google it. Amazon Live, right? Sign up with your
Yes.
Amazon account or create an account. There's no anything hard about that, right? And if you don't qualify, they'll tell you what you need to qualify. But
Yeah.
once you qualify and you get that, this is where the beauty is at. Whenever you start as a rising star, right? You need to work your way up to insider level, right? Rising star simply means that you have the ability to go live on Amazon, right? And then you can have shoppable videos. Now, I'm about to break that down just a minute, but you need to work your way up to at least insider level. Why? Because whenever you tap into insider level, now your videos are suggested on the main, let me stop again, main homepage of Amazon
Man.
Live.
Ooh.
Now, take a second and think about how many billions of people
Power.
visit the main homepage of Amazon. That is major. That is major. And there you go. If you're watching this right now, you see these are the main homepage. So as you're listed here, it doesn't matter who knows you, who does not know you. You will be listed here. And whenever that happens, traffic is evident. People will click on your videos because not only that, the products that you have listed in the carousel will not show attached to the actual product when you go on the traditional Amazon.com. Did you hear what I said?
Say that
When
one
people
more
go on
time. Yeah, say that one more
Amazon.com,
time. Right. Again, folks, listen now. Every 99.99% of us use Amazon. You don't have to be Prime. You don't have to get the next day shipping and delivery. But you know, Amazon is like Kleenex. Amazon is like Google. When you think about shopping, first thing you think about, you don't go to the mall anymore. You like the convenience of Amazon. So you got someone like JP Hightek, who is a advocate. Again, I don't like the word influencer, but the advocate, subject matter expert, talking about products. Come on now, you already there spending money. Why not buy from offer the advice of someone who you already trust? Go ahead now.
Yeah, that's major, right? So when people go on Amazon.com looking for a product, bam, your video will be showing right next to the product. So now people are clicking on your video to see the demonstration of the product live. And now when you think about the global aspect of that, Amazon is global, family. So around the world, people are watching your video, whether it's live or even later. I even have products that people purchase later. So what happens is people just click on the product. So those are products that we already have in our homes. As creators, those are things that we already have, that we already using, whether it's a laptop, whether it's a water bottle, whether it's a webcam, whether it's a computer, whether it's a keyboard, whether it's a mouse, it does not matter. What matters is you're actually talking about it and you're showcasing it on your video. And whenever that happens, now that opens the door to you making, literally, there's no limit on how much money you can make because the traffic is already coming on Amazon. And then Amazon has Amazon Prime weeks, right? Where literally they're spending millions of dollars to promote and attract everybody to spend on Amazon. And your videos are being presented to people as a subject matter expert. Look at these amazing creators demonstrating the product that you need to purchase. So now here you are. You're talking about a product that's maybe $15, $10, but now you just sold 10, you just sold 20. And even after the live stream, people go on Amazon, your video is still showing, they watch your video, they click on it, they're purchasing it. Amazon keeps paying you for videos you've done a long time ago, for live stream you've done a long time ago.
Come on now.
Think about that for a
plain,
second.
brother. Talk to him now.
I mean, think about that for a second.
Yeah.
That now you just now are creating, we're talking about setting up a table, building your own table, right? You're seating yourself at the table, creating your own monetization, which is amazing because you don't have to do so much. I do video, 1 hour video, and I'm selling $4,000 or $5,000. 1 hour.
Mm-hmm.
Why? Because I don't control who's buying it. All I'm doing is talking about the product.
Yes.
That's it. And Amazon is paying me. Now turn it around. The following day, I'm still making money. The day after, I'm still making money. I'm like, what is happening? People just keep clicking on the video. Amazon just keeps suggesting the video based on the products, right? And we know that people love tech. Guess what? Amazon even prefers when you're just using your cell phone. So you don't have to be fancy about that.
That is true.
As a matter of fact,
that's
the
true.
Amazon Live application is only available on a mobile phone.
That's true.
So if you have a TV in your living room and you know that TV costs you a little buck, but it's a nice TV. Think about if you live in the United States, Black Friday is coming up, right? There's so many opportunities towards the end of the year. You have end of the year celebration, Christmas, a whole bunch of stuff coming, Thanksgiving, and then you go into January. I mean, it keeps going, right? Think about, whoa, there's a game going on. Whenever there's a big game or a big event, people want to go purchase what will make them enjoy it better. It's called purchasing habits, which is what big companies invest money in. So now all you have to do is sit down, and I'm just literally, guys, I'm giving you the strategy of what makes me go live at a certain time and not the other.
Yeah.
So take note. Literally, all you have to do is sit down and look, okay, what are the major events happening in the United States, if you live in the United States, right? Because the algorithm is going to favor you depending on where you are.
Right.
What are the major events? Not in your city, not in your state, in the United States, if you live in the United States, right? That are about to take place. Once you know, okay, we have basketball season, football season, holidays come, all of that, mark those things on your calendar. Because whether you like it or not, the big boys, which are Amazon and all that, they're promoting to those people during those high seasons. Purchasing habits are what global organizations use to keep making money. So now you're tapping into that, and now you're like, okay, these are the season, these are the weeks, these are the time that they're going to be heavily promoting. So now I'm going to select few products that I'm going to talk about. Now, one thing that's amazing, even if, and I want you to hear this very well, because this is amazing. Let's say that let's say James Hicks is talking about Sony FS30, for example, right? On his Amazon Live. But JP is not looking for a Sony FS30. But I ended up on Amazon Live and I was watching his video and I clicked on it, just looking. How many of us just look at products on Amazon? We have no intention purchasing. Even if after that I were to go purchase a TV, guess what happens? James still get paid.
Talk about that tracking link.
That's that he never link. Listed.
Yep.
Whoo.
Man, folks. Okay, hold on. Let's pause here because again, you landed on them, and folks, I don't think understand. Maybe they do. I want to be respectful of folks' intelligence on this. This really is that passive income opportunity that is digitally focused for us that are in this content creation world. Passive income, digitally focused for us in this content creation world. JP could have been on Amazon through my link. That was for an FX30 for a camera. He wasn't into that, but that tracking link that sent him to Amazon, if he went out and bought some soap, I'm still going to get 10 cents off of that sale, whatever the amount is. And that lives on. While you were talking, I literally had a aha moment and was thinking about events. Amazon Live is Amazon Prime is doing football. Why not on Thursdays do an event around football as well? Your favorite team. Hey, these are the plush toys. These are the coolers. These are whatever for your lowly Steelers. I'm gonna leave my Steelers alone, but something around those aspects as well. It doesn't have to just be always the big Black Fridays, the big events from that perspective. Everyone has a birthday wish list as well that they've got on Amazon saying, I wish I could get this, and this. And if you are already a subject matter expert or you are already an owner of that particular mouse, go on and do a shoppable video about that Logitech MX Master mouse and sell a boatload of them passively after doing a 5-minute video. Now, before we move on, because I want to talk about community and how that fits into this as well. Context, folks. Yes, right now it is only available on the iOS platform. So
Correct.
you do have to be an Apple user and you have to be on the iOS platform. But then qualifying for Amazon, they will check kind of your history, some of your social links as well, just to make sure that you're putting out quality, right? So, and again, you don't want to be out there presenting yourself on Amazon Live without being very professional, very polished. You want to have some quality about what you're talking about, because you're going to be talking to such a larger audience that you typically would not reach. So keep that in mind. Even though it's mobile focused, these phones that we got shoot 4K 60 frames per second. So you're gonna be in high definition, high resolution if you're just using your phone as opposed to using a large content creation platform like an Ecamm or StreamYard or a vMix or whatever the case may be. So keep that in mind. Keep context in mind as well, that you want to look like a quality presentation when you're talking to potential customers.
Absolutely. Now, and that goes into the branding, right? That
Yes.
goes into your branding continues there, and understanding that Amazon Live is not as popular right now as YouTube, TikTok, and all the other ones, right? So if there's a time to actually get into it or apply, or
Right
you
now.
plan to get into it, is right now, because whenever, and let's be real, Amazon Live has less than 5,000 creators. YouTube has millions. Think about that for a second. Now, will Amazon end up having millions? It's going to happen.
Yeah.
We don't know what's going to happen. We don't know the rules that are going to be changed whenever that happens, which is why you want to get in now. Because whenever all that changes, a lot of things are going to change. They may not let people in as easily as they are right now. Even if you think it's hard, it may not be as easy as right now, because it's not that hard right now. And now you have the opportunity to be one of the pioneers and the leaders in that space, because your quality of production now is going to separate you again from most people. So even if you're going to use a phone, like James is saying, connect a professional microphone. It could be a lavalier microphone to your phone. Have a good audio, right? Have a good lighting, right? Put the phone, for example, on a tripod. If you're going to hold it, right? Hold it with a phone holder so you don't have that shaky footage, right? Amazon appreciates high-end production. And I mean, it's just normal, right? If they're going to push it to a bigger audience, if they're going to create other applications, right? And they will. I'm telling you, they will, right? In the future, they can only put their best foot forward to encourage more people to join. And they will put the best videos, the best shoppable videos, the best live streams, the best quality producers, and all that content and quality of production matters, so that you are respected again as the expert. And all of that, not only you're going to be making money, right, through Amazon, but now your clients are going to look at all of that you're doing, and now they're going to want to pay you top dollar, because you've proven that you are indeed an expert in the subject matter. There
it is right there. That right there. So now I want to pivot and I want to go into what you've got coming up here in the very short term, because I think this is a perfect segue. And then on the other side of this drop, I want to talk about not just this conference, but that initial audience that you're reaching with these shoppable videos and with these live shopping aspects, right? So the community that you're targeting. So sit back, folks, and check this out.
Content Creators University presents Creators Unleashed Act 2. A 2-day power-packed free virtual conference to teach you all the secrets to growing your business with content creation. This is for coaches, teachers, students, leaders, entrepreneurs, videographers, graphic designers, YouTubers, podcasters, beauty professionals, bloggers, social media strategists, artists, music composers, authors. Anybody that uses technology today needs to show up to this event. This is taking place November 17th and 18th from 6 p.m. to 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Grab your free ticket today by going to contentcreatorsuniversity.com/conference. Seats are filling up fast. It's first come, first served with 10 power pack speakers. JP Hightek, Tanya Smith, Kirk Nugent, Toy Sweeney, Monty Weaver, Carissa Jennings, Troy Sendage, Pierre Quinn, Jeff Barch, Jermaine Freeman, Creators Unleashed Act 2, in partnership with our official sponsor, Ecamm Live. You do not want to miss this. This will be fire.
Ooh, man. Come on now. Bruh. Say something. Go ahead and say something. That was hot. That was hot right there, man. Listen, just the fact that I was part of Act 1, I'll say that. And I was blessed to be a part of that. But ooh, you got some good stuff coming on with this one. But did you mute yourself, man? Because you muted right now. Yeah, I guess
I think I muted myself. Sorry about that, family.
You was back there coughing or something during the. You was.
I was drinking some water backstage right here, man. I got my water right here.
Listen, man. You know, like I said, I was part of Act 1, but Act 2 is looking hot, right? Just like Corey is saying, that heat right there. Folks, make sure you go and sign up for this conference. JP is bringing some winners to chat and to talk and to share with you. You got questions? They got the answers, right? And these are folks that are out here doing it like JP, that are in the field doing it the right way. That's critical as well. Doing it the right way. This thing is a marathon, right? You got to set the foundation. You got to know what you want to do. You got to know that. And like you were saying, do what we do with intention. So don't just get out there throwing spaghetti on the wall, but know exactly kind of where that trajectory it is. It may not always be right? We may pivot and we may deviate and we may have some stumbles along the way. Hopefully we do, because those are learning moments. But you've got some folks who have started, stopped, tripped up, succeeded, and now are willing to spend their most valuable asset, their time, and share that with folks. That's hot, man. Loving that. I'm definitely going to be there. Talk a little about that. Let's go and pitch it a little bit.
Listen, folks, one thing that I would say is all good and dandy. I'll always talk about, I'm going to elevate, I'm going to grow, I'm going to do this and that. Like I said, unless you are in certain rooms, you will be out of certain loop. If you're not in the room, you're out of the loop. There's certain conversation that you will never get on freeYouTubeUniversity.com. You're not going to get it.
Yeah.
You know, you can get some aspect of it, some parts of the puzzle, but it's not going to come together the way you think it would unless you are in certain places. And that's part of investing into yourself if you truly want to elevate. And this is 100% about allowing you to grow the business side of content creation, which is what we've been talking about this entire time, right?
Exactly.
The business side of content creation is the new awakening today. I'm not sure you noticed that, James, but people are now waking up to that, like, we really got to find a better way to make money. Well, there's a way to do that.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of folks will always ask me, JP, how is it that you made 6 figures with your podcast, Content Creators University, last year? Well, there was a way.
Yeah.
I'm not going to talk about it for free on YouTube. Unless you're in certain rooms, you're not going to learn. Why? Now, let me talk about why. You need to learn to value people's intellectual property. Unless you can value my time, I'm not going to give it to you for free. Now, registering for a free event is still not free. Why? Because you're giving your email, right? You might get email marketing and different stuff. So even though it's free, people know me. I'm straightforward. I don't beat around the bush. I'm going to tell you how it is. It's still not free. So now you're taking the time to register to this event. You will get the value out of it that you need. And because you've done that, now you potentially join my community where we're
Yes.
going there, right? Or you join my database or whatever we're going. And now we're going to go on a journey together, which is people don't realize another strategy to grow your community. Let's talk about community.
Boy, it's almost like we've done this before, right? So Corey, you all right, Corey? I know you was talking about the conversation going off the rails a little bit, but hey, we always bring it back. Gabe, I see you asking about the links to the conference. They will definitely be in the description. And you can also go to JP's website, jphightek.com, to get that information for his conference and all of his other ventures. I'll flash it up at the end as well. But community, right? That's the audience those are the folks. That's your tribe. Those are the folks out there waving the Content Creator University banner when you are asleep, right? When you can't follow the sun, right? At 2:00 in the morning in India, when you're asleep in Tennessee, they're the ones who are talking about the things that you're doing and the value that you're providing. That's who we need to be consciously focusing on delivering those messages to and shepherding. Again, I like the word shepherding. So, right, when you're making those shoppable videos, when you're doing those live streaming sessions on Amazon, you're not doing them for yourself.
No,
you're initially talking to your community and having to build that, but you've also gone a step further and started to evolve a community that, again, you own. You own the platforms, but again, you also help direct the conversations and the aspects of what's going on. So talk a little bit about the community as well, why that's so important.
man, this is something that I'm very passionate about. We have our own community. I'm happy to have our own, my own community, private community called Content Creators University. Again, let me be clear. This is not a private Facebook group, because a lot of times people hear, oh, you have your own private community. That is a Facebook group. It's not, right? It's not on Facebook at all. It's an actual, true private community, right? So why is this so important? Whenever you're doing things, you need to be able to have ambassadors of your product, services, or whatever you're doing, right? And the best way to have ambassadors is to have a place where people, like-minded people that believe, respect, and will like to stay on a specific subject matter around the things that you talk about, want to find themselves, which is why a lot of time people want to create a private Facebook group. If you're watching it right now, this is the website, contentcreatorsuniversity.com is where you go. And now what happens is ownership, because somebody asked me, JP, why are you not just staying on Facebook? I'm not staying on Facebook because I do not own Facebook. But guess what? I own Content Creators University. And going back to the brand net worth, this is part of it, right? I not only own it, I control it. I control what's being broadcasted. I control how it looks, talking about your branding. I control how you breathe, walks, shakes, all of that. I control it because I own it, right? And that goes into my brand. And now, because I own it, now there's certain things I can do that Facebook or any other platform may not allow me to do. And not only that, because I have a community, now I can remove the distraction. Because even though you're on Facebook, anybody on Facebook has so many notifications going through their phone or their Facebook notifications, right? It's not just your community that's sending them a notification. Everything else they do on Facebook, their friends, family, it doesn't matter what it is. They get tons of notifications. So the traffic and the notifications are your first enemy. And if you really want people to focus on one message, one platform, and really grow together, you got to get out of it. You got to go to a place where whenever the notification come, and for example, my platform, it says notification from Content Creators University, is all from my community, not Facebook, but mine. And that's crucial. There's no other notification by Content Creators University. And you know, I've subscribed. I know what Content Creators University is.
Yeah.
That's why I'm getting the notification. And now we have folks that are surrounding your product. And whenever it's time, the value that you're delivering just skyrocketed, because now you've taken it from a borrowed land, I call it, to a purchased land.
Wow. Powerful.
And now what's going to happen is you can increase the prices of your product and services.
At the end of the day, that's what it's about, right? At the end of the day, bringing high value to your community, to your constituents, to your customers, and things of that. Let's go ahead and bring us to a wrap. But I want folks to understand. We talked about a lot of hard stuff. I mean, this isn't easy. It really isn't. It takes work to do what we do, and what JP Hightek is laying in place. But want to be real, right? Again, it takes work, it takes effort, it takes blood, sweat, and tears, probably a lot more tears than anything, but it is so worth it to go out there and have something to I've got this quote written in front of my studio right here from my old boss, put a dent in the universe, right? I used to work for Apple for 10 years, and Steve Jobs said that. To put your own dent in the universe, to own your own content creators university, to own your own Perfect Zone Productions.
Mm-hmm.
And to say, this is me, I'm building this, this is the greatness, this is the legacy that I'm leading, and these are the folks that I'm working with and around. I'm working with positive folks. I'm building a community of folks who are like-minded, believe the same, help keep me honest, help keep me positive, give me feedback, give me criticism, give me insights and things of that nature. When you can get to that level, when you can get to that point, and we all can do it. I'm saying this is hard, but we all can do it, and we all want to do it. Don't be afraid to do it. There's so
and
much
don't be
value.
afraid. Don't be afraid to put in the work, right?
Yeah.
And that's the thing. Why community? Your community are the sales agent of your product.
Bruh. That's it right there. Just go ahead. If you had a mic that you wanted to drop, don't drop that SM7B, but go ahead and drop another one. But it just JP, you're an amazing man, right? You're an amazing man. Appreciate what you do. Appreciate what you're doing. Appreciate what you're going to do. I feel that you have brought some significant value to the stream, to my community, the folks that are listening, and the folks that are subsequently going to listen on the audio podcast as well. In closing, tell folks, we already know about the conference, but tell folks where they can get in contact with you if they have some additional questions, and if they want to book a consulting session, right, with you as well. That'd be an amazing thing.
Oh, fantastic, man. Oh, snap. Time goes by fast, family. All right. So you can connect with me. Just go to my website, jphightek.com. Is the place to go if you want anything and everything JP. And if you want to get on my calendar and see how me and my company, my team can help you build a premium brand and establish certain things and really help you level up the things you're doing as a small business owner, entrepreneur. That is what we do. Connect with me. And but besides that, if you just want to network, I love networking, right? Socially, you'll find me at JP Hightek is the handle. You'll find me on Instagram, Facebook, you name it, right? LinkedIn, all of that. You can find me at JP Hightek, and let's connect. I love connecting. I love growing my network. I love, building that bridge of potential new conversations that we can have. And I love learning as well from other folks because I don't know everything. I'm always like, hey, I want to be in the room where everybody's smarter than me because that's how I can end up being the smartest because I'm learning, taking still in there. They're not picking their brain and, learning all those things, which is what's crucial. But yeah, folks, one thing I'll tell you is your community is really going to define a lot of things that you're doing. And if you take the time to really, really apply a lot of things that we're talking about, and we've talked about today's video, I can assure you, you can only win. And you got to understand that there are certain places that we need to be. We didn't even touch on why you should own your own content, why you should have a CDN account, why you should be on TV, why you should, how should you actually manage the community, right? Where are you going to be holding the videos? Don't be having it on YouTube and try to post a link in your community. What happens when the YouTube deletes your channel or when you lose any video or anything? Well, guess what? It's going to affect your community. You have to own a CDN account. You have to own a hosting place where you host the videos, which is what you're going to use, right? To put it on the community and the places that you're breathing your brand. And from there, your brand just elevates, right? And now whenever a brand approaches you, want to do something with you, now you have a conversation because when you put all those things on the table and let them know, these are the places that I manifest the things that I do. And these are the conversation I have. And now the brand, even if they wanted to pay you $100, now they're going to pay you $2,000 because of that. And that's just real, right? Put in the work and believe it. If you want to learn more, come to the conference. ContentCreatorsUniversity.com is where it's at. Looking forward to grow with you, and let's heat 2023 the right way.
Man, that's it. I got nothing else to say, brother. We out, man. Appreciate y'all for joining. JP Hightek. That's that man right there, y'all.